At 3:02 a.m., the stars over the Alborz Mountains were not the only things shining. Instead, the very gates of hell swung open to announce the beginning of the end. The earth groaned as massive steel silos, hidden beneath the desert sands for decades, split open. With a roar that shook the foundations of the Asian continent, swarms of Sejil and Khorramshahr ballistic missiles ascended in relentless waves, lethal, glowing dragons tearing through the night sky toward the west. The orange glare of their engines turned the desert night into a false, sickly day, leaving behind thick plumes of toxic smoke that began to choke the horizon. On the other side of the theater, deep within lead-lined underground command centers in Tel Aviv, radar screens transformed into a dense forest of flickering red dots, swallowing the green safety zones. A tracking officer cried out, his voice thin with terror. "It's not a tactical strike, it's a total flood." Within seconds, the sky over Jerusalem, Haifa, and Tehran began to rain fire. Iron Dome and Patriot batteries engaged automatically, launching interceptors that looked like frail fireworks against the massive artificial meteors screaming through the atmosphere at 10 times the speed of sound. The first missile struck Haifa's harbor, turning ammonia tanks and fuel depots into a massive fireball that swallowed docks and ships in a single heartbeat. Then came the rhythmic thud of impacts in Ramat Gan, where glass skyscrapers swayed and shattered like houses of cards. Falling glass turned into a storm of transparent daggers, harvesting lives in the panicked streets below. The retaliation was instantaneous and seismic. From the depths of the Indian Ocean and distant air bases, Tomahawk and Jericho missiles followed circular trajectories to evade detection, slamming into Isfahan, Shiraz, and Bandar Abbas. Nuclear research facilities and reactors became craters of radiation and flame. Bunker-buster bombs pulverized the mountains, sealing tunnel entrances and burying thousands of soldiers alive under tons of collapsed granite. The conflagration expanded to consume the world's lifeline. Oil fields across the Persian Gulf ignited. Flames rose thousands of feet into the air, shrouding the sun in a thick, oily black smoke that turned the region's day into a perpetual night. In the height of this madness, the weapon no one expected was unleashed, a high-altitude electromagnetic pulse, EMP. In a fraction of a second, the digital memory of the Middle East was wiped clean. Lights died in Cairo, Riyadh, Tehran, and Dubai. Microchips fried in phones, cars, and planes, which fell from the sky like dead birds. A sudden deafening silence fell, as if humanity had lost its senses of sight and hearing simultaneously. There were no more leaders to give speeches, and no channels to broadcast hollow victories. A week into the inferno, black ash began to fall like burning snow over the shattered cities, carrying the scent of scorched metal and death. Survivors, their faces masked with damp rags, found themselves in a terrifyingly primitive world where a single bottle of clean water was worth more than a bar of gold. Authority vanished, replaced by the law of the jungle. An old man walked through the ruins of what was once a vibrant commercial street. He stopped before a charred tank and looked at the horizon, where fires still licked the remains of oil refineries. He realized then that the borders for which blood had been spilled for centuries had vanished beneath the rubble. The world as they knew it was gone, leaving only blackened ruins to tell the stars the story of a people who possessed the power of gods, but the wisdom of children, burning the cradle of their civilization with their own hands, and vanishing into the great silence.